Good morning and welcome to the virtual college exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelist cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenter.
Okay, hello everyone. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, hopefully everyone can see this. I've had a few issues with some of my virtual high school visits. When I show the full presentation in the presentation mode, there's been issues. So if it's okay, I'm going to show it like this. But thank you so much for coming today. My name is Molly Corey. I'm an Associate Director of Admissions at York College of Pennsylvania. And I specifically work with all students from North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, pretty much the whole southern states, southeast of the United States, as well as a few local counties within Pennsylvania. I also work with Delaware. But just so you have an idea of who I am, I will actually be the person reading your application if maybe you're a senior right now and you're thinking about applying. So I'll be reading your application, helping you through financial aid, really throughout your whole senior year and your college decision process. I will be your go-to person specifically for York College. I am also a 2012 graduate from York College. I'm from the local area, so I lived on campus, I commuted. So please feel free, if you have any questions throughout this presentation, please put them in the Q&A and I will get to it at the end when we're done the presentation and I can answer those questions. So we're gonna get started. If you have never heard of York College and you're wondering, where are we? What kind of school is that? So this really gives you a good breakdown of what our students are like that come to York. Our students want a really personalized education. We have very small class sizes, about 19 or so in a class. So our students really want that one-on-one conversation with their professors. They want to know their classmates. They are not interested in the big lecture halls of 200 students. That's not really how we work at York. Also, our students are very engaged. Almost every single student on campus is involved in at least one club or organization, and those range from student leadership roles like being a resident assistant, or you could be a part of our golf team, or you could just be a part of one of our random clubs that we have on campus. But our students definitely like to explore and meet different people and get different experiences. Third, our students feel confident that when they graduate, they're going to get a job. We do feel that we really prepare our students for the working world. We're really big into the experiential learning and getting an internship while you're in college so you can get your feet wet. And we feel that that really helps our students when they graduate. They already have networking with different professionals and maybe can get a job from that. But we do feel our students hit the ground running as soon as they graduate and get a job. And then finally, we really feel that we are a great cost for a private institution. Many private schools can range between $40,000 a year all the way up to $70,000 a year. So for York, we are in a really nice nook for a price, and we do try to help you out as much as we can financially to make it even more affordable. So it's a great education for an affordable price. If you're not sure exactly where we're located, we are located in South Central Pennsylvania. We are about 20 minutes north of the Maryland border, the Mason-Dixon line. As far as cities close by, there are a lot really at our fingertips, which is great if you're looking for an internship in a metropolitan area, or if you just want to go explore with your friends one weekend in a city, we definitely have a lot nearby. Baltimore, Maryland is about 45 minutes or so south of us. Washington, D.C. averages about an hour and a half to 2 hours south of us, depending on traffic. You never know with that. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania state capital, is about a half hour north of us. If you've ever heard of Hershey's chocolate, They actually are located in Pennsylvania in Hershey, PA. We also have an amusement park there called Hershey Park. That is about 45 minutes away from us, just a little east of Harrisburg. We're not far from Philadelphia. It's about 2 hours east of us. And Pittsburgh and New York City are about 4 hours away. So really in a nice location, depending on what you're feeling. We also have Gettysburg close by to us. If you are a history buff and you know a lot about history or want to go explore, Gettysburg is only about 45 minutes west of us. And if you've ever heard of Lancaster, that is about a half hour east of us. Great shopping, really cool, eclectic spots. And if you've ever heard of the Amish, that is a big area that Amish families live. So that's kind of geographically where we're located. Just to kind of give you an idea of our surrounding area, I apologize, I know this is blurry, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what our campus looks like. So as I mentioned, we are in York, Pennsylvania. The way that our campus sits in the area, we are just on the edge of York City. York City is a very small city. It's not big at all, but it has really neat restaurants, cool little boutiques and shops. There's a really cool like soap store. It's a really cool scene. We have a farmer's market in the center of the city that's open on the weekends. So if you'd like to get a really good burrito at our local place called Raw Burritos, you could go there, or get a really good latte or a bouquet of flowers just for fun. So that's a really cool scene. If you aren't really into the city vibe and you just want to go to, Jimmy John's to get a sub, you can go right down the road from campus. And we have all sorts of chain restaurants, all kinds of places to grab something to eat, bowling alley, a movie theater. We have a really great ice cream place down the road. There's a cute little apple orchard. So if you want to go apple picking, especially around this time, that's a cool area to check out. Maybe you live in the country and you are used to that. Have no fear. You can go 10 minutes down the road, whichever way in the area, and you'll be in the middle of corn stalks and cows. So really, depending on what you're looking for, we have it close by in the York area. So what you're looking at right now is an aerial shot of our campus. So as you can see, it looks very big, but I promise you it's not. We have 3 campuses. So we have a West Campus, which is all over here. We have a North Campus, which is really small, but that's up here. And then we have a Main Campus, which is this whole region all around here. So Main Campus is really where most students are during the day. This is where the majority of your academic buildings are located, our library, the Performing Arts Center, the Student Union is over here. We have 2 dining halls. We have one on our main campus and we have one on our West Campus. But I do think most students eat at the main campus one. Most of our freshman housing is all along our main campus. So like I said, this is really where a lot of students are during the day. West Campus, like I said, is over here. This is where the majority of our upperclassmen live. We have Grumbacher Sport and Fitness Center, which is that big building. And then we do have an academic building specifically for nursing over on that campus. Then you have our North Campus up here. That has 2 academic buildings for computer science and engineering, as well as a residence hall for freshmen and upperclassmen. So as a freshman, you could live on main campus or North Campus. And then as an upperclassman, you could live on West Campus, North Campus, or potentially on main campus. There are a few residence halls, not residence halls, like apartments on the main campus for upperclassmen. Each campus, it looks far away. I promise you it's not. It's about a 5 to 10 minute walk to get to each campus. You can see that there's a residential area along the middle of Main and West Campus. The people that live there are just people in the community. They're very nice. Most students are walking to class while they're getting ready to go to work, but it's very manageable to get to each campus. It's about 2 blocks in distance each way. So just wanted to throw this out there just so you had an idea of what campus kind of looks like. As far as our size, we are a medium-sized institution. We have about 4,000 full-time undergraduate students, which is really a nice size because it's big enough where you don't know every single person you walk by. Maybe some of you go to a really small high school, or maybe you go to a really large school. Whichever one you attend, it'll be a nice transition to York. If you feel like you know everyone, it'll be refreshing when you see people you've never seen before walking by on campus, or if you're used to that, it'll just feel normal. What's great though is that you can have class with your friends, or spot them in the dining hall and eat with them. We have all kinds of clubs and organizations you can join to get that big school feel. But then you have the small school feel where your average class size is going to be, like I said earlier, about 19 students. Very personal, one-on-one with your teachers. As far as our programs, we are mostly an undergraduate school. We do have quite a few graduate programs that is starting to grow every year, which is wonderful, but most of our students are mostly for our undergraduate degrees. As far as our majors, we have over 70. They range from allied health areas with nursing, or if you want to go into respiratory care or radiography. We also offer the business area, so many programs within that field, sport management, finance, accounting, advertising and marketing, or if you want to go more into the humanities, if you want to do English, or if you'd like to do Spanish education, that's an option. We do offer a variety of education, early elementary, middle level, and secondary ed. What else am I missing? We offer human services if you want to go into the psychology side. We really have a lot of programs. So what's wonderful is if you know something you'd like to declare as a program, you definitely can do it freshman year. But if you're not sure, you can always come in undeclared. And then after your sophomore year, take some classes and figure out what program you'd like to go into. We have quite an assortment of minors. That is definitely not a requirement for our students. It's an option whether you wanted to go with your major, or if you just want to do a minor that's fun and more of an outlet like fine art, that's an option. Our faculty, we have almost 200 full-time faculty. What's wonderful with York is that almost the majority of our professors have the highest degree in their field, so we're working with a lot of doctors. But we have no teaching assistants or graduate students teaching classes. They are all our full-time faculty. We do have a few adjunct faculty that come to campus, which if you're not sure what that is, adjunct faculty hop from different institutions in the area. So they might work at York, they might work at another school close by, but that's really kind of the difference. But the great thing is we have no graduate students teaching our classes. As far as housing, we do guarantee it on campus all 4 years. We are mostly a residential school. About 70% of our students live on campus, and we really pull most of our students from the Mid-Atlantic region. So that would be students from Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, New York. We definitely are moving up into the New England states and trying to recruit more students from up there. And we're also trying to move down south into Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. But really the bulk of our students are coming from either Pennsylvania or the states that are touching PA. So as a freshman, you will live in a traditional residence hall, 2 students to a room, communal bathrooms, meal plan, pretty simple. If you know someone you'd like to live with, you can request to be roommates. Maybe you're going to be on a sports team and you want to live with a fellow teammate. That's definitely an option that you can do. Or if you met someone on our Facebook, class of 2024 page and you hit it off, you can request to be roommates with that person. If you don't know anyone, that's okay, that's normal. We will have you fill out a housing questionnaire that asks you questions about your personality. Do you like to study with music on? Do you like to go to bed early? Those types of questions so we can match you with someone compatible with you. As an upperclassman from sophomore to senior year, we have a lot more options. We have apartments, townhouses, we have suite style housing. Many of those housing options have their own kitchens, so you don't have to buy a meal plan. If you think, oh my gosh, I can't cook to save my life, you can always purchase a meal plan. That's entirely up to you. You are allowed to have a car starting freshman year. It is $100 for a year parking permit. For our resident students, they park on our West campus during the week, and then Friday after 5 p.m., they can park anywhere on campus. So if you want to go to Target and get some goodies, you can park right in front of your residence hall when you come back. That's up to you. If you don't have a car, don't worry. Tons of our students do. So if you need to hitch a ride someplace, I'm sure one of your friends will definitely have a car with them. We also have campus shuttles that run almost every day. So if it's snowing, raining, or it's just cold and you don't want to walk to class, they literally make constant loops through all 3 campuses. You can pick it up, get dropped off at any stop you want to. As I just said, rain and snow, I do want to mention we do get all 4 seasons in York, Pennsylvania. So keep in mind that it does get cold here. Right now it's supposed to be 70 degrees today, which is I'm super excited for. But we do get some pretty cold winters. So you will need a winter coat, maybe some gloves, maybe a hat. But we don't get too much snow. It varies every year, but just wanted to throw that out there. Last thing I want to mention on this slide is campus safety. They are patrolling 24/7. So anytime school is closed, no matter what, someone is here, whether they're patrolling by foot, by bike, or maybe having one of their vehicles drive by. So they always have a presence. We do have blue emergency call boxes all throughout our campus. So if you were to need anything, you can always go to one of those blue call boxes and push the button to get assistance. We have an emergency alert system you can sign up for, text messages, phone calls, emails. Your parents can sign up for it. So if anything happens on campus or in the area, you will automatically get notified. I can truthfully tell you, as a student, as an employee at York, the only time we ever get notifications is if it snows. We might get a text saying, hey, 2-hour delay, or school's closed. Other than that, we really don't get any other notifications, which is nice. We also have an app specific to our campus called Live Safe. It's free for our students, and it has just different sources on there that you can check out for your safety. We have an anonymous tips section on that. If you want to put in a tip, we have an escort service with campus safety. So if it's late at night and you're in the library, you can go through the escort service to have campus safety pick you up and drop you off at your residence hall. So it's just another option of safety that we have. Okay, let's talk about some academic resources. So as an incoming freshman, you will get a professor in your program as your academic advisor. They're going to be the person to go to if you maybe are undeclared and you want to declare a program. Maybe you want to change your major, you want to declare a minor, maybe there's an internship you're looking for, or maybe you're on a sports team and you're having a hard time with this class working with your athletic schedule. Anything academic related, your academic advisor is going to be the person to go to. Student Accessibility Services is a wonderful office. If you have an IEP in high school, maybe you have some sort of learning disability, you need more time taking a test or getting notes together, anything in that area, that is the office to go to. Maybe you have a physical disability, maybe you broke your leg, hopefully not, but maybe you broke your leg over the summer and you obviously cannot go up steps. We can accommodate you to have certain classrooms available. They also will work with you if you have an emotional support animal, a therapy dog, anything in that area. Student Accessibility Services is fantastic. It's all free. As long as you provide documentation, we will accommodate you. If you need a tutor, we offer Academic Support Center. We offer tutors mostly in our math and science courses, but if you need one maybe in history, we definitely can make that happen. If you feel that you can tutor others and you're very excellent at a certain subject, that is definitely an option. You can get paid while working there. We also have a writing center attached to that center, so if you need help proofreading a paper, that's available. Our counseling and health services is fantastic. Maybe you just are having a tough time and you want to talk to a counselor, or you're unable to make it home to meet with the therapist maybe you regularly go to. We do have counselors on staff that you can make an appointment with. We have a wonderful health center, especially right now with uncertainty of what's going on. Our nurses are fantastic. If you feel like you're coming down with something, you can always go and see them. We do have a doctor that comes on campus a few times a week. So if you can't, obviously, if you're far from home, you can't make it to your own doctor, you can always see one on campus. We also are about a quarter mile down the road from Wellspan York Hospital, which is a fantastic hospital. It's a trauma center. So if you would need anything, you know, more medical attention, we have a wonderful relationship with that hospital. Okay, let's talk about internships. So depending on your program, you may have an internship built into your major. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we are really big when it comes to experiential learning. So for example, our nursing students have clinicals, our engineering students do co-ops. I can tell you personally, I was a sport management major when I attended York College. I had a 9-credit internship my last semester. So it really depends on the program, but if it's not built in, we definitely want you to get that experience and see what you think. If you're interested in studying abroad, we definitely offer it at York. Obviously this year it's not happening, but if you have the itch to travel, college is the best time to do it. It's when it's the most affordable and when you'll have the most time. So you can either do a short-term trip, which could be a week, or it could be a 3-week trip, or you could do a full semester. It's entirely up to you. We do have connections with colleges for specific programs. For example, hospitality management and sport management have a connection in Italy, as well as graphic design. But if you just want to go to Ireland for a semester to study abroad, we can definitely do it. So if you have thought about it, definitely consider it at York College. Career Development Center is a wonderful, wonderful resource on campus. They have so much that falls under their department. They do mock interviews, etiquette dinners. They will help you start writing your cover letter and resume. I know I had no idea when I was in college where to begin with that. They also do a big career expo every spring where over 100 organizations come to campus and you can network and hand out your resume. So anything to polish you from student to employee, that is the office to definitely go to. They also have a portal on our website called the Spartan Career Path that lists internships and jobs throughout the entire country, but also on-campus jobs. So if you have been thinking like, I think I want to work when I'm in school just so I have some extra money to go to the Starbucks on campus and get my pumpkin spice latte, or to be able to get a pizza on the weekend. We offer a lot of jobs on campus. You could work in our sport and fitness center, our library, our bookstore. The list goes on. So we really do offer a lot when it comes to on-campus jobs, if that's something you're considering. Let's talk about getting involved. So we have, as I mentioned earlier, we have a ton of organizations that you can join. Pretty much every academic program has their own club, which is great. So you can meet students in your major, network with professionals, go to conferences, but we also have a wide assortment of other organizations and clubs. Student Senate is the biggest organization on campus that runs all of the other clubs. Campus Activities Board is also a really big organization. They host most of our big events on the weekends. So they'll do open mic nights, movie nights. They'll do, well, we're not doing it this year, but around Halloween, they'll go to like a haunted attraction, amusement park type of thing. They always do bus trips to New York City and Atlantic City and New Jersey. So anything to get you out and about on campus, but also explore the area. That's a big club for that. But we also have Greek life, if you'd like to join a fraternity or sorority. We have religious organizations. We actually have a chapel on our campus that offers multiple services throughout the week. So if you want to go to Catholic Mass, you can definitely check that out. We have a Hillel on campus. We offer political organizations, which that's definitely very busy right now with what's going on with presidential election. We have community service organizations. We offer music and theater productions. We have about 8 to 12 every year. You do not have to be a music or theater major to be involved, which is great. But we just have like random clubs. We have a To Write Love on Our Arms club. We have a video game club. We have a ski and outdoor club. We have a club called The Office Club about the TV show. We also have multicultural organizations. We have an assortment of LGBTQ organizations, Lambda and Unity. So there's really a lot for you to get involved in and meet all sorts of people. We also have intramural and club sports. So if maybe you don't want to play at that collegiate level in college, you definitely can join an intramural sport or a club sport, but maybe you have your eye on playing a college sport. York College does offer Division III athletics. We currently play in the Middle Atlantic Conference, so we play local schools to us in the Pennsylvania area. You may have never heard of these schools, but Messiah University, Lebanon Valley College, Alvernia University, so they all fall within about an hour traveling distance from our campus, which is nice. You can check out our sports teams. We have some really strong men's and women's golf. Men's and women's lacrosse is very big here. Wrestling is huge. Both men's and women's lacrosse and wrestling have been nationally ranked. We have really strong men's cross country, swimming. I mean, all of these teams are very good. So if you are interested in playing a sport, we do encourage you to contact the coach directly. But if you just want to go to a game on campus just to support your fellow Spartans, it is completely free to check out as long as you bring your student ID. So go Spartans. All right, let's talk about financial aid and applying. And then I do see we have a question, so I will touch base on that question at the end. But I do want to mention earlier we talked about being affordable. We are a private institution. As I mentioned, private schools are very expensive. So the price you're looking at right now, the $33,590 is this current year's tuition and fees, room and board, the whole 9 yards, everything combined is that. Not every student pays that amount. About 99% of our students receive financial aid. So hopefully you have heard of the FAFSA. If you have not, the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. And basically, if you are a senior that's watching this, the application for the FAFSA will be available tomorrow. If you're a junior watching this, it will be available October 1st of your senior year. So you will fill out the FAFSA, fill in information about your family's income, assets, all of that good information that you don't know. Your parents will fill out. You'll list all of the schools you want it to be sent to, and you'll hit submit. You'll apply to all of the schools you're interested in, and then once you get accepted to that college, they will then pull in your FAFSA and create a financial aid award letter. On that award letter, you'll qualify for anything from the federal government, your state, and then that institution. So from the federal government, you may receive federal direct student loans. You do have to pay that money back. That's totally up to you if you'd like to take those. It's your choice. I took them. I'm paying them off now, but it's definitely worth it. So those will be listed. You may qualify for a Pell Grant from the federal government. That is completely free money. You do not have to pay back. You will qualify for anything from your state. Unfortunately, no money from Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, pretty much any state, none of that money is able to transfer into Pennsylvania. So if you do get a state grant, unfortunately, you cannot bring that up to York College. So I do want to make you aware, but that will be listed on your award letter for any of the other institutions you have. And then you'll have anything from the institution. So for your college specifically, any student accepted will receive a merit-based scholarship. It is all based off of your academic performance, and they range from, as a resident student, $3,000 per year all the way up to $10,000 per year. So that will be listed, and then any other York College grants that we can provide you based off of your family's financial need. We also offer a wide range of institutional scholarships on our website. They are separate applications, but they range from alumni scholarships. We have a STEM-related research scholarship that's full tuition. We have a community service scholarship, a Jewish scholarship. So we really have a wide range that you can check out there to continue, hopefully knocking down the price that you'll pay. Once everything is said and done for York, we're very comparable to a lot of Pennsylvania state schools. If you've ever heard of Millersville University, Westchester University, who else? I'm drawing a blank. Shippensburg University, we're very comparable to those types of schools. So great education for a very affordable price. So finally, let's talk about the application. So for our application, it is available now for any senior. We are on our website. You can apply ycp.edu/apply. It is completely free. We are also on the Common App. If you are not familiar with the Common Application, if you Google Common Application, the website will come up. There are hundreds of schools throughout the country that are a part of it. Basically, it's one application you fill out. At the end of it, you can click all the schools you want it to be sent to. You will have to pay all of the fees that those schools require, and you can hit submit. So instead of filling out a gazillion different applications, you can just fill out one. Doesn't matter for us which way you apply, they are both completely free. Now, when you start your application, your first question you'll get asked is what type of decision you want to apply with. We offer early decision and we have regular decision. Early decision is a binding decision. That means that if you apply ED at York College and you get accepted, you must come to York College. You cannot apply anywhere else or think about it. You have to come to York. The only time I really encourage students to go this route is if you are committed for playing a sport or you are just so in love with a school and this is the only school for you. There are perks to it. You get first chance at your financial aid, picking your classes, what else? Getting your housing. So you do get first chance at everything, but there's a big commitment. You have to commit before you even really know your financial aid. And there's an application deadline of November 1st. So if that freaks you out and you're like, well, too much of a commitment, regular decision is the way to apply. Rolling admission, you could apply the first day the application opens. You could apply in January. You can apply anytime during your senior year. There's no deadline. There's plenty of time to get accepted and figure out what you want to do. So once you make that decision of how you want to apply, then you need to figure out if you want to apply with a test score, if you'd like to apply test optional. This is the first year we are offering test optional. Obviously, students are having a hard time taking the SAT or ACT. So if you have a test score and you want to submit it, all you need to submit to us is your application, your high school transcript requested through your guidance office, and your test scores. Just so you have an idea, test-wise, what we're looking for, we look for about 1,000 for critical reading and math on your SAT. We look for about a 20 composite score for ACT. GPA, we're looking for about a 3.0 GPA weighted. Now, say you are unable to take the test, or maybe you don't want to, then you want to apply test optional. With test optional, we do require a few additional items. We need the application, your high school transcript, we need a letter of recommendation from a junior or senior year teacher, a letter of recommendation from a guidance counselor, and a personal essay. Essay can be about anything. We have prompts on our website and on the application that you can use, but it's really up to you. And we do ask that you submit your senior year courses that you're taking. We just want to see what you're currently taking. We don't need a grade. We just want to get an idea of what you're currently taking in school. Interviews are totally optional. That is definitely not a requirement. Once we get all those pieces, your decision will come, or your application will come to me. I'll read it, and you'll get your decision in the mail within about 2 weeks. So pretty speedy. Finally, last thing I want to mention is visiting. I completely understand visiting is a little difficult right now with, coronavirus and traveling on plane. So if you want to make the trip, you want to come to campus, we are offering on-campus visits. Monday through Saturday, we're offering information sessions and campus tours. We are limiting how many people can visit during those sessions. We limit it to 12 guests every session. The tour is modified. You will only really be going in a freshman residence hall and our sport and fitness center. Everything else is an outdoor walking tour, and we require all guests to wear a face mask on campus at all times. So if that is something you definitely want to check out, please feel free. You can register online to attend one of those sessions. We do offer a specific engineering information session and tour on Tuesdays. So if you're interested in engineering, you can definitely check that out. They do their own tour of their facility. But feel free, that's an option. If you don't want to come to campus, which is totally fine, we do offer virtual information sessions every Tuesday and Thursday. And as you can see, we do have a few virtual open houses coming up. October 31st, Halloween, and November 14th, we have 2 wonderful open houses. They're the same event, so you only need to come to one, but they're very well done. You'll be able to meet with the president and learn more about our vice president of enrollment management. You'll learn more about the counselors, and then you'll have a very specific academic session with your professors in your program in a Zoom session. So it's very one-on-one, which you might actually get more out of that than if you were to come to a big open house on campus. But please, you can register online for any of those events. The spring, we're really not sure what's going to happen with that, but those are typically the events that we host in the spring. So here's my contact information. Feel free to jot it down. As I mentioned, I work with all students from the southern, southeast states. So if you apply, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I just opened our Q&A and I see we have one question. So I'm just going to answer it out loud. So it says, can engineering students do a co-op with the federal government? I don't see why not. I don't know if any of our students have done a co-op with the government, but I feel like that could be an option. What's great is that you're not limited to just doing a co-op within our area. The co-ops, just so you have an idea, you'll do 3 of them. I'm not sure which engineering program you're interested in, but whichever one, they all do 3. So your first co-op will actually be the summer after your sophomore year. So if you want to go down into, Washington, D.C. and do your co-op down there, that could definitely be an option. Then the next co-op time will be junior year in the spring semester. Again, you can do it anywhere. It's totally up to you. And then your last co-op will be your senior year in the fall. So you can see it's like every other semester is when you do your co-op. But that's a great question. I feel that you shouldn't have an issue getting a co-op with the federal government, but I think that's really cool that you're interested. So, good question. Any other questions? No? Okay, well, that is it for me. If you have any additional questions, as I mentioned, this is my contact information. Please feel free to let me know how I can help you. But at this point, I am complete.
All right. Well, thank you, Molly, for that awesome presentation on York College. I will definitely be looking more into that myself, just seeing about visiting and everything. But thank you all for joining us today. I apologize, I'm still trying to get my screen pulled up for you guys. Ooh. Sorry about that. Thank you all for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd really appreciate any feedback that you guys can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at CACRAO.org. Thank you very much and have a great day.